In a world of manufactured precision and fleeting viral hits, true artistry stands out like gold. In 2023, when the Filipino boy band SB19 released GENTO, few could predict the cultural wildfire it would ignite. A nerve-striking anthem about transformation and ambition, the song metamorphosed from a local pop release into a global movement. One driven not just by infectious choreography and genre-bending sound, but by the very spirit of the Filipino dream. SB19 had already etched their name in Southeast Asia's music scene prior to GENTO, carving out a reputation for high-level performance, poetic songwriting, and unapologetic cultural pride. But GENTO, a song whose title plays on the Filipino word ginto, meaning gold, was different. It wasn't just a catchy bop, it was a declaration. Success isn't handed to you. You take it. You earn it. You mine it from sweat and belief. From dance studios in Manila to Times Square flash mobs. From TikTok trends to chart-topping achievements. And even a tweet from Ryan Reynolds. The journey of GENTO became a shining example of how music born from authenticity can ripple across continents. This is the story of how SB19's GENTO became one of the biggest global cultural movements of the decade, and how 5 young men from the Philippines turned every step of the way into gold. To understand the impact of GENTO, we need to understand SB19, a trailblazing Filipino boy band composed of Pablo, Stel, Josh, Ken, and Justin. Formed in 2016 through a training system inspired by K-pop methodologies, SB19 endured years of grueling practice, financial struggle, and near anonymity. But it was this adversity that forged their unmatched grit and unified artistic vision. Having built a loyal following thanks to earlier hits like Go Up, What, and The Emotional Mapper, the group began preparing a new musical era. That era was Pagtatag, an EP symbolizing growth and establishment, reflecting their desire to build not only a musical empire, but a legacy. GENTO was the crown jewel. Written and composed by the group's leader Pablo, with production support from trusted collaborators, the song fused elements of hip-hop, pop rock, and EDM. Lyrically, it weaved metaphors of gold mining and transformation as a parallel to the members' personal journeys, from the shadows of poverty and rejection to the global spotlight. The production was crisp, percussive, and assertive. The choruses exploded. The verses flowed with swagger. It was bold, new, and unapologetically Filipino. And the world was about to find out. On June 9th, 2023, GENTO dropped across digital platforms. Initially, loyal RTNs flooded social media with reactions, memes, lyric translations, fan cams, and within hours, the hashtag #SB19GENTO began trending in the Philippines and beyond. But it wasn't just the fandom. Music critics and casual listeners alike praised GENTO for its originality, genre-defiant arrangement, and empowering lyrics. Many saw the song as the bold, chest-thumping anthem of a nation, and of young people worldwide striving to make their mark. Soon, TikTok dancers picked up the song's striking choreography, a dynamic routine designed by SB19's own Ken and Josh. The powerful hand motions mimicking digging up gold, the clean footwork, and the confidence-laced facial expressions made GENTO performative gold for the TikTok era. Within days, the #GENTO challenge exploded. First in the Philippines, then in Southeast Asia, and then everywhere. Thousands began posting their versions. Students in uniform, dance teams in malls, soldiers copying the moves during rest time. Even dentists and chefs took part in GENTO-fied TikTok performances. It was electric, it was inclusive, it was global. And someone else noticed too, when Hollywood superstar Ryan Reynolds, known for his wit, humor, and unpredictable social media persona, tweeted a short reel of himself attempting the GENTO dance, the internet quite literally broke. Dressed casually in a Deadpool hoodie, Ryan stumbled adorably through the hand gestures, laughing and saying, I won't nail it like SB19, but hey, effort is gold, right? He tagged the band and added, "Can someone teach me this properly? These guys are insane. Love it. Gold standard pop for it." SB19 fans went wild. Major news outlets picked up the clip. "Ryan Reynolds joins the GENTO craze," trended globally. Filipino netizens overwhelmed the actor's comments with messages of love, offers to teach him the choreography, and heartfelt thanks for embracing their culture. Later that week, Ryan appeared in an interview promoting a film and mentioned, "My daughter kept playing this song called GENTO. Now it's stuck in my head. That band is crazy talented." Ryan's endorsement wasn't just funny and heartwarming, it was a cultural catalyst. Suddenly, GENTO started receiving Western radio play. Labels and choreographers abroad began studying the band's style. It became cool and relevant across borders. Not just a foreign song, but a pop masterpiece with universal impact. With the attention snowballing daily, GENTO started reaching chart milestones never before achieved by a Filipino group. Billboard, SB19 became the first Filipino act to enter the Billboard World Digital Song Sales chart, debuting at number 8. In late 2023, GENTO made waves on the Billboard Philippines Songs chart, peaking within the top 15 and staying there for multiple weeks. On Spotify, the song broke local streaming records and gained traction in Japan, South Korea, Indonesia, and the US, markets historically challenging for Southeast Asian acts. But it didn't stop there. Organizations began recognizing SB19's contribution to Asia's global cultural presence. The group was invited to perform GENTO in international award shows, where they brought their bold stage energy, pristine live vocals, and jaw-dropping choreo to new audiences, with fan signs written in Korean, Arabic, Spanish, and English held high across the crowd. They weren't just entertainers anymore. SB19 had morphed into cultural ambassadors of modern Filipino excellence. More than musicality or production, what made GENTO truly resonate was its message. A story of rising from nothing, fueled by ambition, discipline, and desire. The lyrics were filled with metaphor. "Maganing ginto ang bawat, patakng pawis ko." Every drop of sweat turns into gold. A line that echoed in classrooms, gyms, and offices. It became a motivational quote, printed on shirts, mugs, notebook covers. Managers quoted it to their teams. Hindrances became stepping stones in the minds of those chanting the chorus. This message struck a collective chord in Gen Z and millennial communities across Asia and around the globe who struggled through pandemic-era challenges, financial hardship, and identity crises. What SB19 offered through GENTO was not just escapism, but empowerment. It made personal growth artistic. It made self-worth stylish. People dance not just to have fun, but to affirm something deeper. If SB19 can start from the shadows and go global, maybe I can too. There is no GENTO phenomenon without Anthem, SB19's formidable and passionate fan base. This global community, spanning Southeast Asia to North America, Europe, and the Middle East, was instrumental in driving GENTO's success. When the band performed, Anthem made sure hashtags trended in minutes. When voting for awards opened, Anthem mobilized 24/7 shifts to win fan-voted trophies. But Anthem did more than click buttons. They created tutorials, organized community dance events, helped translate lyrics into multiple languages, and educated others about Filipino values and language. In one viral story, an 18 in Canada hosted free dance classes titled Gold Moves the GENTO Workshop. Within weeks, it grew from a small group to a full-blown cultural event where diverse students learned both the steps and the deeper meanings behind the lyrics. Anthem understood that GENTO was more than a bop to trend. It was a message, a movement. In 2023, just weeks before GENTO's release, SB19 stunned the industry by announcing the creation of their own company, 1Z Entertainment. free from outside management. The group members seized full artistic control, not just as performers, but as producers, lyricists, choreographers, directors. GENTO became the first fruit of this creative autonomy, and its success validated their vision. What followed was a surge of innovation. Music videos with cinematic themes, concerts with conceptual arcs, collaborations blending Filipino heritage with modern tech, such as launching an immersive GENTO R experience, where fans could learn the dance with a virtual Ken or Justin beside them. SB19 had become more than artists, they were architects of experience. The success of GENTO launched the P-pop genre into international consciousness. Dozens of Filipino groups cited SB19 and GENTO as inspirations to dream bigger, sing louder, and stay local while going global. Government officials hailed the group for inspiring a new generation. Universities invited them to speak on artistic freedom. Grassroots performers in provinces uploaded GENTO dance covers shot in rice fields and jeepneys. SB19 had revived Filipino pride, not by nostalgia, but through vision, a remix of tradition and ambition that rang true worldwide. 2 years on from its release, GENTO remains a cultural monument, taught in media schools, referenced in pop culture studies, and adapted into orchestral tributes. It opened floodgates of possibility, not only for SB19, but for every dreamer from smaller markets dreaming of a global stage. SB19 had proven that it wasn't about where you're from. It was about how deeply you believed in your art, how proudly you wore your roots, and how hard you were willing to work to turn every drop of sweat into gold.